I've compiled 20 mistakes you should never make in Bite by Night if you want to survive. 90% of players make these mistakes, and today I'll break them down and tell you how to play correctly and what you should do. I'll also share the most important points at the end, so be sure to watch to the end and don't forget to subscribe and like if you're not a loser. So, let's get started. Newbies who recently joined Bite by Night and are hearing the word asymmetrical horror for the first time, let's go over all 20 points I could highlight. And the very first thing is, don't start with the generators closest to the killer's spawn. I think it's pretty obvious why. Don't work on a single generator in a group of 2 or 3. Otherwise, the killer will get free pressure on 2 or even 3 survivors at once. If you work on a generator alone, you will generate more aggro. Yet, despite this, you will have a lower chance of being killed. Never repair a generator from the open side. Furthermore, always repair it from a position where you can see the exit. That is, you should be able to see the killer while you are repairing the generator. Fourth, don't try to blast the killer at point blank range with an object between you. Even through textures, they can often still land an attack on you. After all, Bite by Night is riddled with bugs. Here is what happens if you keep hammering away at a single object. Don't just walk across the map. In this game, stamina management is everything. You should never simply walk unless you are regenerating stamina. Sixth, don't just spam the sprint button while chasing. As I've already mentioned, stamina management is the most important thing in this game. Do not let your stamina reach a 0 under any circumstances. When a killer is chasing you, don't just look straight ahead. Rotate your camera to keep an eye on survivors who might be able to help you, as well as on the killer themselves. Don't shine your flashlight on the map without a reason. A flashlight is clearly visible from a distance, and sometimes it can even be seen through walls. So, unless absolutely necessary, they shouldn't be flaunting them. Do not stand at the exit gates until they have opened and 6 AM has arrived. After all, there are often 2 sets of gates, and you never know which specific ones will open at any given moment. 10th, don't camp in cover or bushes, since all killers have the ability to see players for a certain amount of time. So, camping is pointless. When a mimic is using its drill, don't just stand there. Spin and keep moving. Otherwise, it will be right on top of you in an instant, thanks to its massive area of effect damage. In fact, when it charges at you with its drill, it is actually quite difficult to avoid taking damage, and far from every player manages to pull it off. After taking a hit from the killer, do not continue running in a straight line in the same direction. Change course. Otherwise, he will simply catch up and finish you off, whereas by changing direction, you gain an extra second. Don't heal immediately after every hit from the killer. It's better to first make sure they've left and that you have enough time to patch yourself up. Unlike me, haha. Don't enable maximum graphics settings if your monitor isn't very bright and the image appears dark. After all, visibility is much better at lower settings. You only need to dial down the graphics by 4 notches to get an image that is brighter than at maximum settings, thereby significantly improving your field of view. Now, if your PC is on the weaker side, enable potato mode in the Bite by Night settings itself. Once again, this will brighten up the image, though the shadows will take a hit in quality. On the flip side, you'll gain a significant boost in FPS, which is far more important than fancy reflections or deep, dark shadows. Make sure to place the stamina indicator right in the center of the screen, just like I have it. It lets you see exactly when to use your sprint. You can find the setting for it right in the middle of the options menu. Don't play with the default audio settings. Boost the SFX volume and turn the music down almost to 0. Otherwise, you won't hear the killer's footsteps right away. Personally, I set the music volume to half that of the SFX. This improves my gameplay experience, and I also lowered the volume of the character emotes. Notes: so I've just walked you through 17 mistakes you should avoid making in Bite by Night. But there are still 3 left, and these are the most critical ones. Without mastering them, it's simply incredibly difficult to play Bite by Night against any opponent. Let's dive in. All of them are, in one way or another, related to looping. The very first and most critical rule is this: never draw the attention of an assassin if all your abilities are on cooldown. I assume this goes without saying. After all, if you have absolutely no abilities available, with every single one on cooldown, it becomes far easier for an assassin to kill you. You are completely helpless to save yourself, leaving you with no choice but to pin your hopes on your teammates. Though, as experience has shown, relying on your allies is something you should never do. Secondly, never loop around the same object against a killer for too long. Always switch your location or the object itself. The killer might set a trap or use a special ability, so you need to frequently rotate through the objects you are looping around. This specific behavior makes it easy to distinguish a beginner from a pro. A pro always switches the object they are looping around. And finally, most importantly, always kite the killer effectively. Stick extremely close to objects to minimize your stamina drain. This way, the killer won't be able to catch you. However, in Bite by Night, most object hitboxes are a bit wonky, and I literally find myself snagging on thin air. So you really do need to get used to the hitboxes in Bite by Night. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video, subscribe and like it. Also check out my other videos.